Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Weird, but happy Saturday. Thank you for subbing Black Picture. Happy Saturday, everybody. We're here. We got to make some things happen because the site I use to watch Summertime Rendering still does not have it up. So someone in the Discord, thankfully, dropped this to us. So now it's just I gotta get VLC player to cooperate. Hold on, I gotta do this display capture. I gotta kill this, and display capture has to go to my primary monitor. Same still on. Yeah, what's up, Max? What's up, Chuns? Yeah, so like, and I don't have my regular music playing because I have to use VLC player to get the episode ready. So I got this playing in the background, which you see on screen, while I'm trying to get this going at the same time. Here we go. I think I got it. All right. So I can pull this over. You guys can see it. Let me full screen this bad boy. All right. Nina dancing. Yeah. Real. This is not right. Hold on. I spend hours down here looking for music that won't get me copyright stuff. And it's ever changing because something that won't get copyright today will get copyright tomorrow. It's tough. It is totally tough. All right, so I think we should be good. Let me get the headphones, get those out. And then I have to make sure I have the right settings set because I'm playing it through VLC and it does not use the same exact settings I would use if I was watching it via like a website. So here we go. I'm getting this all ready. Thank you guys for working with me. Kill that. All right. Let me hit pause on Mina dancing. Mina doing spins and flips and dips. There we go, right here. So I'll pull this over here. I'll hit pause on that. Now. I can kill this. I'll leave this open. I have to make sure I do this right. So I'm turning off this. I'm turning off that. And then I'm hitting this as well. So I'm going to press play. I'm not starting yet. I'm going to rewind it. Can you hear what's playing on the screen? Like, can you hear the episode? I don't think you guys can. All right, I'll pause it. I'll run it back. Cool. We got this. So, if you guys know, I've been recording the last two discussions in Discord, like our rewatch sessions, and because I've been playing them with audio so that you guys can hear, so it's just not the same experience that we do on YouTube. Each one has gotten taken down from copyright stuff from us consistently rewatching. No matter if I have the watermark over the episode, the audio is always triggering it. So I feel like it was a good effort to try to put them up, but in order to get those discussions to go up, I'll still record them, but I don't know where I'm going to be uploading them because the stream will stay up for an hour, maybe two. It'll get taken down like overnight when I go to sleep, so it sucks. So I'll still record them. I just have to figure out a different place where I can house these discussions. So I'm still working on that. Last week we ended with a lot of what's up, Black Picture? I saw you sub, thank you. Oh, it's super late for you. Oh my goodness. No problem. I want these discussions to live on because like people get in the comments and be like, you should rewatch, and I'm like, you guys don't know we spend 2 and 3 hours after the stream So it's like there, like a couple of weeks ago, we spent an hour and 40 minutes in stream talking about stuff, and then ended the stream, went to Discord, and spent 3 hours in Discord talking about this show. I got off stream. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I started this stream at 5. I'm like, I wanted to go upstairs. Like, I need, like, this is the reason why I don't do stuff on Fridays. Like, I literally just like sat down here the whole day. I was just like, it was crazy. So it's like, we have this whiteboard full of all the notes that we've taken and everything. I still need to flip it over and redo the timeline for each one. We might do that today. We might rewatch the episode once, and then I'll work on the timeline, and then we'll take our notes first, rewatch, and then I'll work on the timeline for each run so far, and just go across the board like how Shinpei is doing in his notebook, just so that we can have everything like down packed, so we can go and flip back to things, like go back and forth, so we could do that. But yeah, last week we got a lot of information about Hizuru and Ryunosuke, and our first day is completely different from any other first day that we've done. Things are crazy. Now Ushio popped back up at the end of the last episode, and now we get to see if Ushio remembers everything like Shinpei does, like she got taken back with him, or for some reason she's just showing up earlier. So let me shut up. Everything is muted. We're gonna get started in 5. Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Volume is really low. Oh, because it's music. I'm a Muppet. What? She remembers. She remembers. She remembers. Thank you, Cyber. She remembers. You saved my butt. Oh, I was about to say. That face was crazy. Ushio remembers. That's the washing machine, don't worry. I like how on the screen we're checklisting everything. His faces. Where did he find the pen? He probably had it in his pocket. Or if Shinpei's like, I know in every house that I've lived in our kitchen, we have a junk drawer that has pens and tape measures and screws and screwdrivers and all that stuff. We have all that stuff. There's a junk drawer. Tape, all that stuff. So maybe one of those drawers over there is a junk drawer he just opened up and started writing. The theory of Ushio going with Shinpei through the loop might be right. Yeah. Now, I think a good thing to go back and rewatch in episode 5. I want to say that was episode 5, right? Episode 4. No. Episode 5. What's up, Perry? Where was the first expression? 0.5 seconds in? I might have missed that. But a good thing to rewatch. I think that's episode. Which episode? Like 5 seconds in. Gotcha. What episode is the episode where he has the conversation with Ushio when she first shows up? Episode 4. A good rewatch. We'll do it after. We'll go back to episode 4 to see if Shinpei told her about his ability or if they just talked about things. Yeah, she did. Hmm. Poker Shadow. She is a shadow person, but she didn't she didn't try to avoid it. Could you do it though? Could you do it? Question. Would you guys do it? That's a question. Would you guys do it? I don't think I would. Going to culinary school. So they're like 17, 18. They're like 17, 18. Because I'm gonna assume that they're in like their last year of middle school right here. He's been gone for 2 years, so he's in his last year of high school. I'm guessing that. He's like 17, 18. I agree, Xander. I agree. I almost said something crazy. Yeah, they're 17. Now we're trying to figure it out how old they were a couple of streams ago. I was gonna say like this is like the plot of some never mind. Sorry. It's a weird thing because Izuru says, "Don't let the shadows' words manipulate you," and he's right here, completely just like guard down everything. Granted, she's different. Is that all you care about? You didn't see all that death? Okay, and that I felt like that should have been the first thing. Okay, he totally is. Where's that shadow? Where's that shadow going? I would. What the heck? No, this is the first time we've ever seen something like this. So we're guessing. So Mio Shadow. Mio Shadow went into the restaurant first. That's how she gets the knife. She goes into the restaurant, gets the knife, then goes outside. Dude, his faces are crazy. This he's never had these faces until today. Until this episode. Everything is so different, it's hard to even know if that was the real Mio or not. She's inside! Why? She's inside! She's inside! It's different! It's different! Come on. Come on! Fight back! Fight back, Shinpei! Oh no! Oh no! You have a knife in your... Come on! Not really, because remember, woo! Remember, Mio didn't die. Mio didn't die from what happened. Not Mio, Shiori. Shiori didn't die from the stuff that they were doing before either. Don't fall for it. Stab her again. Stab her again. Wow. Shadow Mio. Shadow Mio told them that Mio loves Isizuru. Woo! Explain. You should have explained this when it first happened. Explain. Open your mouth. You're wasting words. You're wasting words. We don't know. We have no idea. Shadow Mio. Okay. They weren't that big back then. I was dead set that this message I was dead set on this message. Yeah, it's from the real Ushio. But it's interesting that Shadow Ushio. So this must have happened. She must have sent that message in between getting copied and dying. If she doesn't remember it. Okay? Yes, you changed the whole first day. They could have been watching. They could have been watching. She's a wild card, but you don't know if she can ever be turned back. And we just can't. That's good information, but you've encountered a situation in which you met her on the 24th. So clearly things differ. Dude, we need to get the telephone from Tetsu so that we can open it and see what's in her phone. Because if she sent a message, if she sent that message to Hizuru, then that message should be in her phone that Tetsu has. Go get that phone. Right, yeah. But in this timeline, Mio's gone completely. So is that like in that timeline she had the gun, that's why she died. But in the other timeline she didn't have the gun, so she didn't die. So it's like why on run 4/run 5 do we tell her she's gonna die on the 23rd if Mio's dead completely? Mm-hmm. Get the phone from him. Get the phone from him. Here we go. There we go. True, Xander. True. So in this timeline, Mia is still out of the loop about the shadows, right? Yes, she is so far. Because the only time we spent with Mio in this loop was at the funeral, before the funeral and at the funeral. Once we left the funeral, we spent the whole day with Hizuru until the next time we saw her at dinner time cooking. So casual. Yeah, I wouldn't. If he had a stroke or he had a heart attack, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think so either. So, if So isn't involved with what his sister and his dad is doing, he knows about it. He has to know about it. Yeah, there's like sister 1,000%. She's involved. She said she dirtied her hands. So if he's not actively doing stuff, he knows about it at least at the little bit he knows about it because when they were up there on the festival, everyone was dead. Mio was the last person, and when it was time to kill Mio, he stepped in the way, got copied, and his copy killed himself just so they could get to Mio. Video file. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What? This episode adapted 7.5 chapters. That's crazy. Right, we get the phone open. Yeah, dirty cliffhanger, QDX. We get the phone open and then they cliffhanger us. It's garbage, man. It's so garbage, man. Damn. Damn, that's crazy. This was a crazy episode because we were floating ideas around in our Discord conversations about how much things can change, like just little things here and there. Yeah, let me go back to the beginning. Little things here and there can completely change the entire day. What's okay? So I need a question. I need an answer. Was the faces something that's in the manga? Are the faces something that's been in there from the beginning and they're just waiting till now to show the faces? Or did the faces just randomly start happening now and now they're just really going in crazy? That's nuts. Like, it was like 5 or 6 faces from multiple people in this episode alone. Holy crap. Oh man. So we have ourselves a situation in which there's some levity after everyone died, right? We have ourselves a situation. Let me throw this track on really quick. Hit stream on that. Hopefully this isn't like ridiculously loud. Turn it down a little bit. We find ourselves in a situation where we have deviated from what is supposed to happen, quote unquote supposed to happen, so far. Right, like really far from what's supposed to happen. The question is, how the heck did, not how, why? Why did Mio not show up outside of the house and instead went inside to attack Shinpei? Like, I feel like the big brain thing is that some residual memories stick with the shadows through reset. I mentioned that like episode 1 or episode 2. It's something that I'm loosely holding on to. I'm willing to sever that cord if we get it confirmed, but it's not something I'm really holding on to. But I feel like they explained away. It could be a multitude of things. It's the fact of Shinpei spent his whole day not being at the house. They know something to do with Shiori. Maybe they could have figured it out from the additional conversation that happened, because last week he had a conversation with the whole Shiori family. He had a conversation with the entire Kobayakawa's. Damn, I don't know how to say the last name. Shiori's family. They had an extra conversation that never happened before, where they asked, I forgot what they asked him, but they asked him something and he froze and then he kept answering, and then they looked at him and they're like, let's get out of here. So it's like suspicions were already up about him there. And that's because he was like, I need to repeat exactly what I'm doing. And he asked Shiori the question about seeing the double again. Like, he's confirmed to do that. He says, I'm doing it exactly how I did the last time. And last time we know he asked her that question. So it's like the suspicions were already up. And for some reason, they followed up with additional questioning after that, which showed that something was already different up to that moment. So it could even be from back there. Yeah, it's nuts. It's a lot. Real quick. Let me just roll this over. I'm not gonna dive too far into this. I'll wait until we get into that. If Mio had her memory, she wouldn't try to kill him, since that would trigger the loop. No. So we can confidently say yes on this, and you guys can't see it. What I put check on was, does Ushio remember round 3? And we still have this question about, is Ryunosuke actually possessing Hizuru, or is something different? It is the taxi board, yes. So we did get an answer. That's why you ask some questions carrying over, so you can feel some sort of satisfaction. But yeah, we're gonna have to rewatch this episode 1000%. 1000% we have to rewatch this episode, because things spiraled out of control really freaking fast. Really fast. So, man. And we watch these episodes so many times. I feel like I need to watch it like 5 times in order to have some sort of breakthrough to figure some stuff out. But goodness, how easy to explain that whole, like, with all the Ushio's laying there. It's like it's like at any point Ushio could be converted back into a normal shadow person, but it's like she's helpful until that point, but we don't know when that point could be. We don't know if it'd be a noticeable shift. We don't know what it could, like, it makes it risky working with her, because it's like you have the upper hand working with her because you have a part of the enemy on your side, but at the same time she could instantly be flipped. She could instantly be flipped. Yeah, Ushio, we know that Ushio can loop with them. We don't know how. We know that we had it confirmed. We had it confirmed that Ushio, a version of Ushio, is the one that sent the message to Hizuru that got her to come back to the island. Confirmed. I remember, like, we were sitting there in the Discord for hours. One of those streams, just like going back and forth and trying to pick apart information on what the message could be. And the thing that you have to remember too, I remember this because I wrote it down and I never let it go. Ushio died on the 20th, right? Because Ushio died, and then Ushio died on the 20th, and then Shinpei shows up on the 22nd, right? Yeah, Shinpei shows up on the 22nd. Ushio dies on the 20th. He shows up on the 22nd. 23rd, 24th is festival. If I'm not mistaken, dang, do I have that written down? If I'm not mistaken, the message on Hizuru's phone that she was listening to, Ushio's message, 1, was 39 seconds long, and 2, it was from the 21st. The day before the 22nd. I remember noting that because you could read it from the phone. So if Ushio died on the 20th, sent the message to Hizuru on the 21st, and then gave Shinpei the ability to time travel on the 22nd, that means it's the real Ushio that sent the message from beyond the grave. So that's why Shadow Ushio has no idea about it, because Shadow Ushio would have been copied the 17th, because they saw Shadow Ushio 3 days before Ushio died. So she would have no idea about sending the message, not even remotely close. Well, if OG Ushio had the ability first, couldn't make it in time, then transferred to the Ayashin when her looping time was up, is that too far out there? I don't think so, Maxie, because I have written on the other side of the board, and the message is stuttering as well, as if it's a struggle for her to send the message out. My big brain prediction that I wrote down at the end of episode, not 1, 2, at the end of episode 3, because I didn't do a Discord thing after episode 1. I wrote down the initial thing, episode 2. Episode 3, we went back here, added some more things. My big brain prediction is that Ushio somehow, some way, is like the reincarnation of the original individual that sealed Mother away, got this ability from stealing Mother or something like it, and and I that's just my big brain theory. That's just something I wrote down at the beginning of the series, and like, if this is true, I was right, just so I could point at it on camera and just be happy. But there's a possibility. I always read the corresponding manga chapters after watching the anime. It really helps. I would do that, but I wanna watch the anime first in its entirety to see if the adaptation that the anime gives me is a good watch through and through, without me like trying to go back and forth with what they omitted and what they didn't. Like, if they from start to finish, each episode entertain me and tell me a story that I could follow from the beginning to the end, still holding like core parts together, and I get to the end and I'm happy, I'd be like, okay, that was a cool adaptation. Let me go back and read the source material and see what they cut and what they dropped. And then at that point, I'll be able to judge the anime a little bit different. I'm the same way when it came to Tower of God. I love the Tower of God anime. Loved it a lot. It's what got me into the series. I then read the webtoon, see why a lot of people were freaking out. I don't think it's a big deal, but see why a lot of people were freaking out about some stuff that was cut. We didn't get to see X, Y, and Z, and it's just like, I get it. But I feel like as far as storytelling goes, I kind of the story they told me, I understand it. It makes sense. I'm not lost, and I don't feel like they've completely deviated from what this series is. So if it could be a good adaptation like that, if it could be a good adaptation like that, then I agree. And we disagree on Tower of God because I love the webtoon. I love the anime. If not for the anime, I would have never read Tower of God at all. And that means if they weren't effective in landing episode 12 and 13 the way they did, I would have never read it. So we just disagree on that part. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It's not all I got. That's pretty much all I got for this stream. Pretty much all I got for this stream. Link is in the description to the Discord. I'm about to end this stream. We're gonna hop into the Discord. We're gonna rewatch this episode 8, and then we're gonna go back and rewatch episode 4. We're gonna rewatch a part of episode 4, and then we're just gonna hop around. We're gonna take our notes and write everything down. So that's all I got for here. I appreciate you guys for coming on by. Sorry if it feels like it's short. It's definitely not gonna be short when we hop into Discord. Have a good rest of your Friday or Saturday, wherever you are. Have a good rest of your weekend. No problem. We'll probably be in the Discord for hours. I don't want to be in the Discord for hours, but it just happens like that. But have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good Gotcha. Okay. Black picture. Have a good rest of your week, and hopefully, God willing, I see you guys back here next Friday. Hopefully, I see you guys back here next Friday for Summertime Rendering episode 9. So thank you guys again. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.